G'day guys, Josh Huggett here from Huggett Media, and today we are doing a full studio tour of our studio here. It's a 50 square metre studio down here in Adelaide, South Australia. Over this side is all content creation, so this is where we do all of the YouTube videos and the talking heads and the fucking voiceovers for the videos. That is all done here. Behind me here, this is where we do all of our editing, storage, TV area / client meeting area, and then here's all of our film cameras. But let's go for a walk around the studio and have a look. Currently you're on the window in one of our setups. It's so sick. All right, it makes sense to start out the front here. We have our big photography, videography sign, and we've also got some absolute bloody perler photos sitting here on the side. This is just so that people know who we are and what we do here. These are the doors. People have seen these doors 1,000 times before. Come on in to the studio. Looks way bigger on a 15mm lens than it actually is. Now the best place for us to probably start is over here by the front door. This is the system that you were sitting on just before. If you hear some background noise though, that is coming from over here. I'm currently printing a fix to my major issue that I have in the studio. So stick around to the end of the video and you'll be able to see what I'm printing and what this fix is going to be. Anyway, back to the front door. This is where we started. This little doonad right here. If you're on Instagram, you've probably already seen this because I have two of them. This is the Nuia suction mount that we use here on the studio. This is just so that we can get this talking head set up. I mean, you're just resting on it now, but we're able to get like this cool point of view where we're able to see the entire studio. It was not that expensive for what it is and what it gives us. Suctioned onto the window here. So people use these for like cars and making proper movies and all that sort of stuff. But we have it on here with a Nuia ball tripod head. So that way it sits there. We're able to then get nice soft lighting because this is a frosted window. So that way when we're talking to the camera, we look our nicest and we don't need to use a big softbox like we have over here. All right, let's go to the filming rig now. This is probably what most people are here to see. This is where we film all of our videos. So this is the setup. This is a pretty, I've made it myself, so it's not as official as you'll see on like a lot of other YouTubers and all that sort of stuff, but this is a very, very cheap frame that we bought from AliExpress, I reckon, many years ago. It's actually made to hold up a green screen, and then it's just weighed down here. These are some old weights that from when I used to think I was a muscle boy, I had weights. So that weighs down the frame, which we are then able to get our top-down view from. So here is the Canon R6. I might actually have to break the cardinal sin and turn on the big lights for today. Well, at least we can see now. So we don't often have the big lights on because it's all moody, and this is why we have all of this like moody lighting around. But for today's video, I think I'm gonna have to turn the big lights on so I can actually film what's going on. This up here, this is the Canon R6. It's one of my original Canon R6s from when I first started. I still remember buying these cameras when I was going full-time in photography. This is the Canon R6 with the 24 1.8 sitting on top. On there, we do just have another cheap Nuia ball mount, which is then mounted to these small rig arms, so that we're able to mount our top-down frame from this crossbar system. In here, inside the Canon R6 here, we have a dummy battery, which means that we don't ever need to charge camera battery. This way I never need to worry about like running out of battery during filming something, or you know, having to think about charging batteries all the time. So that cable then runs all the way along here, down here, plugged into the power board. So the Canon R6 on the top-down camera always has 100% battery. From here, we have a HDMI cable running out, so that it tracks along here, again, following this frame all the way down to this monitor here. So if I put in this SD card thing, our top-down camera will now turn on. We now have our front cam. So when I'm sitting here doing a talking head, I'm able to see myself up here I'm able to see my hands down here without ever really looking away from camera. So like I can be looking at camera now, I'm looking at the camera, I'm talking to the camera, but with a small glance of my eyes, I'm actually able to see the top down. So I'm able to see what I'm filming. This is a pretty sick little setup. Up here, this is just the Canon EOS R6 as well, because I did used to shoot on two of them with the 16mm 2.8 lens. We do have the Rode shotgun mic up here as well. That's not plugged in at the moment. I have been using these DJI mics for a lot of the videos. I find that the audio is pretty good, so I've been using those for the last few videos. But this is what we look at when we're filming the videos. This arm here, this is the Shure SM7B, which sits on one of the Gator framework arms, and that there is plugged into the Rodecaster Pro, which sits to the side. USB-C cable here, so I can plug it into my laptop if I want to do if I want to use this as a microphone. But up here, and now we have the talking head set up, and we can use the Shure SM7B as our microphone. We don't use it all the time anymore. I don't know why I'm talking into it, it's not actually plugged in. We don't use it all the time for videos anymore. It's more for voiceovers, and if I'm sitting here for a longer talking head setup, I will use that instead of the DJI mics that I'm using currently. This is all just sitting on one of my old Manfrotto tripods. Again, this R6 also has a dummy battery and a HDMI cable into this new ear headset, this new ear monitor here, so we can see everything. Up here, our big main light. We are currently using the SmallRig 120B as our main headshot light. That is all plugged into this Godot QRP120. Huge amount of soft light, so we never really need to worry. Like, this is running at about 30% power currently, and we are still able to get so much light onto ourselves. This here is our photo wall. We've had these photos up on the wall for quite some time now. Some of you, if you're a wedding couple looking at these, you may recognize this head up here. That's Tom. He's one of our videographers. Other than that, it's just a couple of our other photos that we've had and printed. This here is my big desk that we use for everything else that we do. All of our work is done on this desk here. It's actually some legs that I bought from Amazon, maybe? I bought them online for sure. And then this is two kitchen benches from Bunnings, which is like the hardware store here. Two kitchen benches put together so that we are able to have this nice, big, dark wood desk. I never run out of space here. I can really spread myself out and just do whatever I want to do. This used to sit here in the middle of the office. I'd originally planned for it to be like a big communal desk where we'd all come together and have meetings on the desk and we'd share ideas, and then I remembered that I work by myself like 99% of the time unless I'm actually at a wedding day, so it doesn't really make sense for me to have a big communal desk for everybody to sit at when nobody comes here. It's literally just me. It's also a standing desk as well, so when my legs hurt, I can bring this all the way up, and it's fantastic. Love it, absolutely love this desk. I did cut a hole in the base here so that I'm able to run cables and charge my laptop, but without having like cables all over the desk all the time. I play with my fidget spinner and I make notes. This is my junk setup currently. Some things that we 3D printed in the past. My D20 in case I'm feeling lucky. These are some old USB boxes that we used to make. These are now the USB boxes that we send out. One with your wedding. But we don't actually send out USBs anymore. These are for the last remaining USB boxes. We have the Joshua Huggett Media pens that go in the boxes. I've got some Stingray chains, some ring bottle openers, and the I Was Shot by Joshua Huggett Media bumper stickers that go out to the couples as well. Down here, this is all just 3D printing stuff. And then all of my paper from when I used to have a printer here. So I've got so much paper in this studio. So much paper in this studio, but I don't actually have a photo printer anymore to actually be able to print it. I do have a video coming up on the printer that I use currently at home for all of my printing, but I don't have a photo printer, so I have all of this paper. I don't really know what I'm going to do with it. Hopefully one of my friends buys a printer and I'll just give it to them, but currently that's a lot of money sitting there in paper that I can't use. The messy gear shelf. Also up here is just another softbox and some of my coffee making supplies for winter, and a fake plant. Here is our big messy gear shelf that is always in the middle of being fixed but never actually fixed. This is all tripods and just random shit. There's an old dual harness here. There's like the top of a light that probably doesn't need to be here anymore. Tripod bags. One of the Peter McKinnon bags that I bought that I've literally never used because it doesn't fit anything that I need it to. Some flashes up here. A real hodgepodge of all sorts. Down here, this is our photo booth that Jake is taking off of my hands. This is one of my old camera cases that I actually really enjoyed, but I just ended up bringing too much stuff with me, so I don't use it anymore. This one here, another camera bag that we used to give the associate teams when they shot weddings. This is the first Nanook case that I ever bought, the 950. I bought it in bright orange so that nobody could ever steal it from me. My thought process was if I had a bright orange camera case, then everybody would see it when I was coming into the wedding and nobody would steal it, because you'd look like an idiot if you're walking out of a wedding with a bright orange camera case and you're not the photographer. Pretty perfect case. It actually fits like so much in there. Very good. Down here we have two new Gator mics and another Shure SM7B. This is all for the Weathered Tales series that we have coming out this year. That's all going to be going into one of these camera cases as well. Here, another camera case that we bought for our hybrid interstate weddings. This way we can carry all of our stuff with us. 3D printer so that we can 3D print stuff that we need. Our on-air sign. The clock that is sometimes working, barely ever working. My hanging board from when I used to do a lot of bouldering. Don't do it pretty much ever anymore, but it is still here in case I want to be a tough boy. Here is the main section that people see when they come in, or it's the background of all the videos, is our lounging area. This is Daisy's bed that she never really uses. This here is my favorite chair. I have wanted this chair from IKEA for so long. I bought it a few years ago with the intent of like using it at home, and it would be like my comfy chair that I sit in and ponder life and think about business and write notes and read books. Just didn't work, never fit. So it's here in the studio, and even then I don't sit in it that often. I should probably sit in it more, but the reason that the studio is set up in this way is so that we also have this couch here. So that one day, maybe we host a podcast sitting here and we all sit in this chair together, and someone can sit there and we can have a conversation, and we've got room over here to put some cameras if we need to do that. Currently, it's just a really nice sitting area in a studio where I sit in that office chair all day anyway. This brown couch, I bought this brown couch when I first moved into the studio. I knew I wanted like a brown leather looking couch to really add to the dark wood vibes, because I knew I was painting all of the walls black. What this couch does really well is look good. What this couch doesn't do very well is actually be a comfortable couch. This couch sucks. You can't sit on this couch for more than 10-15 minutes without it being really uncomfortable. Which is probably a good thing, because when I come here I don't ever get super comfy and just kind of like lay on the couch and not get any work done. This is just a couch that like, it looks good, you sit in it for a short amount of time, maybe you sit here and record a podcast episode, maybe you just look at it from afar, but it does its job. Other than that, we've got R2 up here on the wall. I bought R2 from Target like so many years ago, and he kind of just follows me around, and now he sits here on the wall. Got my great white shark because I love the ocean. We have an absolute mess of cables down here, but nobody sees them. Here, another one of my big purchases when I moved in was this neon sign. It just feels good to know that my name is in a neon sign. Makes me feel nice, looks good. It's a nice little like centerpiece for when you walk into the studio. Some more of our camera bags up here that we don't use anymore. That is the Peter McKinnon Nomadic, like the thin one, never used. Lower Pro one. This one was one of the associate team ones. This is the Peter McKinnon 35 litre bag. That was my main camera bag for so long. It's such a good bag. But now that we do so many interstate weddings, that's why we've moved to the Nanook case and then the Peter McKinnon 25 litre. Again, this is probably my favourite backpack that I own. I take this everywhere. Probably going to take it off the wall and use it as an everyday carry again, but that is absolutely my favourite bag. This next section that we're going into, you're not allowed to judge me for. It is actually my deepest, darkest secret. And even looking into this room now, I fucking hate it so much. This is the storeroom, which just has all of our boxes that we send out. This is my pantry, and I've got a really messy kitchen in here, but this is just like my fridge lives in here, my boxes, and my ramen, and that one time that I thought I was going to do Christmas minis, but I never ended up doing Christmas minis. So that door always stays shut. We just pretend it's not there. I make my ramen and then I come back out here into the nice office. Let's check on the 3D print. All right, 3D print is doing pretty well. It's going to be finished pretty soon. Let's put you back up here on the door. Oh no, I forgot one. I forgot one of the sections. Hang on. This is our film camera section. This is our entire film camera cabinet. I went through an ADHD phase where I was just like buying as many film cameras as I possibly could. I've got some more like point and shoots, some more box brownies, some of my old lenses here, like the 50-1.4 lives up here. That's the 85 1.4 as well. Down here, some more film cameras that we have. This is the camera that I bought to film somebody's wedding video on, the cheapest camera on Amazon. The Joby Gorilla Pod that we use for all of our like more vlogging type content. Another plethora of lenses and film cameras, and then more down the bottom. And then just more cables and shit down there. All right, 3D print is finished. Let's go have a look. This here is my biggest gripe with the studio currently. There's a pretty neat little print. Not too bad. Here. My biggest issue at the moment is coming into the studio and like my keys and everything get laid around. So this is why I like having a 3D printer. Took me all of fucking 10 minutes to pick one of these, send it to my printer, and then like 40 minutes later, I've got one. Get some tape. Does come with a hole. I meant to screw it in, but I'm not going to. Gaffer, hook, wall. Problem solved. Done. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this tour of the studio. This is where all of the magic happens. When in reality it's just me sitting at this desk and talking to myself for hours and hours and hours on end, or I'm like editing reels, or sometimes people come down here, but really the doors are never open. The doors are always locked, so nobody comes inside. If there's any questions you have about the studio, make sure you put them down below. If there's anything you think I should add into the studio, what do you think should be here? What do you think our sweet sanctuary could benefit from? But in reality, I normally just come in here, I sit down, I'm by myself all day, and it just keeps me sane. It's my favorite space in the world. Thank you so much for watching. Until I see you again, I hope you have a fucking ripper day. Love ya. Bye. Do the subscribing and stuff. Do that one. It's really good for you.